Durham.
Brooklyn by way of Durham.
Yeah. Matty Frank. Matty, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Great to have you here. We're going to learn all about your interesting life and your history and your wonderful music and all that as the show moves along. But you weren't warned, but we'd like to just jump in and have you play. So whatever you'd like to play, that's why we're here.
Great, sneak attack. I'm going to play a song called Stalling. I'm gonna get that new normal. I'm gonna settle in so well, so good. Miyazaki moments and little trips to the store. I can't be left to my thoughts anymore. You've been my job and so I'm overworked. Not normal to be this overlooked. I took so many chances, they never took me. Vulnerability's supposed to be worth it. Supposed to be worth it. I'm gonna get some kind of normal. My feet are small, but they can't fit in the door. It's no big deal to have normal. I just need a minute to scream into the floor. It's easy to breathe when you have a plan. You can only prepare with what fits in your hand. Even a color-coded schedule is still pretty bland. What a thrill when I slip through the slit in your hand. What a thrill when I slip through the slit in your hand. What a thrill when I slip through the slit in your hand. What a thrill when I slip through the slit in your hand. What a thrill when I slip through the slit in your hand. What a thrill when I slip through the slit in your hand. I'm my own job and so I'm overworked. I hate and I need to be overbooked. But you don't waste a chance like me. It's a dream of mine to hear I'm sorry. To hear I'm sorry. To hear I'm sorry. Thank you.
Right. Matty Frank, Matty would mention that you lived in Brooklyn for a while. Is that where you grew up?
No, I grew up in Connecticut, right next door, and I moved to the city after I graduated from college.
So back home growing up, was there a lot of music in your house?
Mostly in the car. My mom would play a lot of Celine Dion and like Mariah Carey and all that, so I really grew to like big powerhouse singers. And my dad would play a lot of the Beach Boys and stuff like that, so I learned maybe like more artsy, composition-y kind
Yeah.
of things from that.
Definitely. When did you get your first guitar?
I'm actually kind of new to guitar, so I think I got it. My friend gave me his that his parents refused to let him learn his whole life.
What?
For one of my
Ooh.
birthdays for free, so that was nice. And it was a red electric guitar. I think I still have it. Sorry, Anbin, I'm not sure. But like the switching between the, I don't even know what this is called, this was like broken.
Selector switch.
Selector switch, thank you. And that's what I started with. And then I got this, like I said, before we started, with this pretty red glittery guitar with my first stimulus check. So this is like my first real.
Well
guitar.
spent. That's how we intended it when we invented those things.
Exactly.
That's what I dreamed of when the stimulus checks started going out, that everybody was going to have a guitar and be playing.
But I'm appreciating that he is the first one to admit it.
Yes.
Live on the show.
So, Matty, it's you're very creative with your work, and we're really looking forward to this next hour. But real quickly, so were you playing something before guitar? Some kind of keyboard or something?
Yeah, mostly piano. I got one similarly, I mean, also after I graduated from college, but there were like practice rooms. I went to UConn, and there were like practice rooms with pianos in their music department, so I'd play that all the time. And then I finally got my own keyboard
Excellent.
after I left.
Well, we're really excited to hear what you have planned for us over this next hour. So if you'd be so kind.
Sure. This next one, that first song is available on all streaming platforms, but this next one is new, and I'm hoping to put it out this year. It's called Saitama's Dilemma. Oh no, the crosswalk light is stopping. Oh no, I'm not. A pre-programmed sense of fear is here. I'm not. I can't be destroyed, but I can pretend for fun. I used to have 3 jobs, now going to 1 is too much. The cars don't know I'm hustling when we play chicken, because I always win. It's this unfortunate steel state I'm in. Make note of the shock on their face when their car rips in half. They see my pride and disappointment, pride and disappointment. Aced a middle school project about platinum. I never let mean kids point me to a gun. My SATs didn't pay my rent, so who won? Anyone can buy a diploma. Hey, now we all can burn one. The cars don't know I'm hustling when we play chicken, because I always win. It's this unfortunate steel state I'm in. Make note of the shot when their car rips in half. They see my pride and disappointment, pride and disappointment. I'm sick of getting overwhelmed by the basics in the midst of a state that is sick and doesn't care. I ask the world if there's something else we both like that we can do together. Lazy kids these days just wanna sleep forever. Z is for someone who deserves better. I used to look out our window at our backyard and our neighbors and pretend there was no road and we lived in the grasslands and the woods. All paths were taken. How would that not be good? How would that not be better? If I can't die, I'll use my time to make it.
Yay.
Thank you.
Matty Frank, tell us about how you started songwriting, because my poet's ear hears a poet in there. Some of these lines that you're throwing down. In your first song, you had a line about "You are my job," and how did you finish that line?
Oh God, how does it go?
Sorry.
You've been my job, and so I'm overworked.
Yeah, you've been my job, and so now I'm overworked. And then in this next song, you sang a line in which, if I can't die, I'm going to spend my time trying to make it. Who's talking to kids these days? Woo.
It's hitting hard, huh?
Well, and as an educator, like you are what I hear every day in the hallways. And so I'm wondering how you became this songwriter and how this is the message you wanted to tell.
That's a good question. Well, as far as music composition, I've kind of always been doing that. I think my first memory of making music was my dad had this app on his flip phone that was like a kind of beat sequencer, and I like made like 8 to 10 minute just like little instrumental things with that.
Fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. So I've always been like writing music that way. And I feel like I always wanted to write my own lyrics, but I was too nervous to until like 4-ish years ago. But I don't know. I've always noticed that I like to just say things in interesting ways or kind of roundabout ways in my like daily speaking. And I did recently get into reading poetry as an alternative to books, because something about books I can't do it. It's like
No judgment
it takes
here.
too long. The last book I read was Dune, and it took me over a year. It's not a good book to read for people who don't read books. But
It's a long, dense book.
yeah, it has a lot of vocabulary, but I really liked it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've always had a natural inclination into trying to say things, not in a provocative way, but in an attention-getting way that's like expressing a common sentiment, but saying it in a way that's never been said before.
Well, you're nailing that.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to hearing more.
I think we've got plenty of time to hear more of this fantastic
Lovely.
music.
Can you play us another song, Matty?
I sure can. Yeah. Let's see. What should I do?
And y'all folks out on the live stream, we did have a report that's a little bit glitchy. We're working on it.
Okay. Ooh. I'm going to play another new song. I don't really know what to call it yet. It's just kind of about being in love with somebody, which is new territory for me. Usually I write like the dark, sad stuff because it's easier, I find.
I mean,
so-
it kind of is.
Yeah, it is. It's always like you feel so corny writing happy stuff, but
We could have a contest, name this song after, so
that'd be
we'll put
fun.
it out there, and so everybody, the prize will be something.
Something.
Our undying adulation.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's worth,
Right now,
that's priceless.
The working titles I have are either Sweet Pie or Our Garden or When the Grass Flows Like Water. So we'll see where it goes. You want better for me so much it makes me think I never wanted anything before. Now you need less therapy. Can't believe I'm a piece of all the things that get you through the door. I liked you, possibly, maybe. Then I got you to listen to East. Gonna get you to love Mitski, like how I love you now. If you bought me flowers, I would love you on the spot. Plant them with $100 and let the money rot. And I got you in the pool. I'm a fool and kinda scrawny, but I'll carry you. Of course we can have an orchard, my love. You said to me as we ignored our taxes. Of course you're coming with me to Italy, my honey. We're gonna meet my ancient family and all their grinding axes. I thought you would never get me till I got you to listen to me. You taught me to say it directly, like how I love you now. Let's die at the same time with earth grazers overhead, remembering the ovens on. No way, let's forget. Let's die at the same time with earth grazers overhead, remembering the ovens on. No way, let's forget. Let's die at the same time with earth grazers overhead, remembering the ovens on. No way, let's forget. Baby, it's unrelated, but can we paint the bedroom door frame candy apple red? Baby, it's unrelated. Can we paint the bedroom door frame candy apple red?
Oh, I heard the title.
Thank you. You did?
Yes.
What is it?
Let the Money Rot.
Oh, I think you're right.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a stunning line. Plant the flowers.
Thank
If
you.
if you gave me flowers and $100, plant the flowers, let the money rot. That's stunning. I've never heard that sentiment before.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yay. Okay, good idea.
new title.
Everybody, we are here enjoying our time, and this very creative music from Matty Frank. Matty, where do people find you online?
Sure. So right now I only have a Wix.com website because I'm poor, but it's mfamartino, which is my last name, .wixsite.com/Matty Frank. Or if you just Google Wix site Matty Frank, it's the first thing that shows up in Google, so it's a lot easier.
Also, easy is at Matty Frank Music
Yes.
on Facebook and
Yep.
and
All
Instagram.
social media.
Yeah.
We've been out there this last week preparing for the show, listening and viewing a lot of your work. And so tell us, it's you produce this music like at home? yourself?
Yeah. I have a little studio well, originally my bedroom, but now we have like a separate room for it. And yeah, I do everything at home. I used to mix and master everything myself, and I've since decided that was not the best idea. So now I have friends who do that for me.
Good.
But yeah, I like to produce everything myself still.
There are a lot of people in the area here who can help with that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
once you get networking and things, I'm sure people will come out and help. And so, what different instrumentation when you're laying down a new song do you work with?
Sure. Lately, a lot of stuff starts with guitar just because it's handy all the time. Also, my keyboard is right there, like I said. I do like to mess around with synthesizers, too. I have a couple. That was another pandemic purchase. I got a couple
Good job.
synthesizers.
Way to go, stimulus
I
check.
spent my money right. So I like to just make sounds with those and see what appears and what sounds cool.
Well, the production on your work that we've listened to is like very ornate and interesting.
Thank you.
So yeah.
And it's a good call, I think, that we do have a lot of people come in here who produce and record their own music, but they do outsource the task of mastering it because
Yes,
it takes a different ear, it
absolutely.
takes different equipment, and I think that's a wise move.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
always want to have a different set of ears
Yes.
involved in the process, too.
Yep. Good call.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, we're approaching the top of the hour, but we still have a nice chunk of time before we get there and have to do some business. So if you have something that will fit into a 5 or 6 minute time frame, that's what we have.
Yeah, okay. Let's
And
see.
then we'll move on after the top of the hour and jump back in.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to play a song that I freshly named. I realized like most of these songs didn't have names, and I was like, I have to name them for the show that I'm doing. So this one, I just named it Death or Taxes, and I'm not sure if that's corny or not yet, but I'm going to let it simmer and see how I feel later.
Corny is okay.
Okay, that's true.
Our Facebook listeners who are really paying attention, they might let us know, so let us know.
Yeah. But the idea for this song was it's kind of like a campfire song about if nature ate the rich, is how I like to
Ooh,
Do
I
it,
like
nature. Do it.
do it.
Oh, a new version of s'mores.
I'm here for this.
Under deciduous sight, gingerly lit almost night, the last of the crows take their flight. They know better than to stay here. 16 shades of skin lead the trespasser in. His suit and his tie are drenched. He could not predict this heat. Oh, cancer cell has no place. Metastasize and prune it away with the sharpest of crabgrass blade. Cancer cell has no place. Metastasize and prune it away for the good of the shine and the shade. Do 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 do. Into a circle of sandy stands in front of the first tree of this land and goes to speak, but they restrain his plans and body with the eyes under their wings. Say, all you do is say, when will you listen, 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 listen? Say, all you do is say, when will you listen, 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 listen? plasticize and prune it away with the sharpest of crabgrass blade. Respectful flick of the hand, a puddle where once was a man, his white collar perched in the sand. Do 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 do. Flourish and cape of a moth, counsel and criminal gone. Something new grows in his stead, and the foxgloves gain a friend.
Matty
Thank
Frank,
you.
live here in the studio. Live here for another half hour, too. So we're going to have so much fun.
Matty is a new voice for us.
Yeah, huh?
You've never been here before, and we're really excited about bringing more new voices into the studio and into the
Amen.
community. And yours is very unique. So let's talk about the
Thank you.
voice itself,
Okay.
which that falsetto now. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
You busted out with a very well-controlled falsetto in your first
thank
song,
you.
and then in your subsequent songs. Have you been professionally trained? Is this something that you emulated from listening to Celine Dion, or what's the story on the voice?
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, I've always been inspired by mostly female vocalists who like are big time divas and have like huge voices and doing like all the vocal runs and all that.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in learning that. But I've never had like a singing lesson. I think the most I've done is going on YouTube and seeing maybe tutorials about like how to better transition between your voice parts and stuff like that. But just a lot of practice, a lot of singing in the shower, trying new things, stretching my voice, seeing how things feel. Yeah.
And you've done this without injuring yourself?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm still
think
here.
so.
Yeah. I've made it.
No, I mean, I think that's important because I've
Definitely.
had some professional training, and that training actually injured my voice
Really?
because they tried to push it into something that it was not.
I see.
But I mean, are y'all hearing this very well controlled phrasing and
yeah.
the changes of octaves? It's on point.
Thank you.
I am totally enjoying it, as is Glenn Jones, who said it is reminiscent of Ben Queller, who I don't know.
I don't know them either. I'll have to check them
We're
out.
going to have to look out Ben Queller after this.
Yeah.
You know what we do know? It's getting to be the top of the hour.
Oh, my goodness, it certainly is.
And we are WHUP LP Hillsboro, and we are so fortunate to have a second hour sponsor, Bob.
That's right. Support for this second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. Matty is spokesmodel for the
Matty's
box of
good
chocolate.
at this. Like, he knows the YouTube hand. Put the hand up so
Yeah.
it focuses on the item. He gets it.
Exactly. Good job.
Influencer.
Every guest on Pass the Hat gets a chocolate gift from Matthew's Chocolates. Inside that box is magical chocolate stuff. That's all we know.
Wow.
All yours. Enjoy. If you want to get a magical chocolate box, the only way to do it is to join us here on Pass the Hat. So look us up. And we'll talk about getting you on the air also.
Be aware that we are booking pretty far in advance. Due
July
to
now, I think.
the great many talented people in the area. But yeah, if you want to look at August, September, October, we're wide open. I'd love to have you.
And sometimes people message us asking, how can I get on the show? I've got a friend who wants to be on the show. Here's where we are right now. If you have a new album coming out and you might be a friend of the show, or you're going on tour and you're in town, we would love to hear from you.
Yes.
And especially, though, if you're new to town, if you're a new voice, if you have a friend who's a new voice and they're doing great new things in music, please introduce us to them. so that we can expose them.
Yes, we will book you first. You get priority. We like new folks.
Yes, we do.
If you or your friends want to know what this looks like, we now video record all of the shows in addition to the station recording the audio. So let's do those in reverse order. The station has an archive of our last 7 years of shows, I guess pushing 700, 800, maybe 1,000 shows on WHUPFM.org. Click shows, scroll down to Pass the Hat, and you'll find all of pretty much anybody who's anybody, anywhere. They'll be here because we've been fortunate to have them. And then, Bob, the videos you and Kim have been doing for the last probably pushing 3 years now, maybe.
That's right.
It's been
And
since
so where do
20.
we find those?
At Whoop Pass the Hat, at WHUP Pass the Hat on all of your favorite streaming services, which are YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Speaking of streaming, we're having some internet issues right now, so it might be a little bit glitchy out there, but don't worry, we're saving the video, so it'll be fixed later if it's glitchy right now live.
Yep, darn internet. It's those balloons, I'm telling you. It's a good thing we're shooting them down.
Well,
Okay, but
maybe
not
we
just
shot-
any guide.
Maybe we shot the wrong one down. I don't
The
know.
internet balloon. Oh, no. There's no more internet.
Well, we are here with Matty Frank live in the studio. Matty, I've been dying to ask you this, and I'm going to be frank. Why do you write songs?
Oh, that's a good one. I feel like I'm very I don't enjoy being serious in real life outside of music, and I like to be joking kind of all the time.
Fun.
And so writing music, that's why like I said, writing sad stuff is easier. But it's like a time when I get to be serious, kind of. And I get to, I don't know, something about just it's like solving a puzzle to me, writing a song, finding where all the pieces go and how things should transition from one section to another. It's just very enjoyable and keeps me inspired, and yeah.
So you enjoy that aspect of the puzzle, having to figure something out, how I can fit these pieces together. Where does the bridge go?
Yeah.
What rhymes with orange? Whatever.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Or just in the process of writing, thinking of the perfect piece to fit right away. Mm-hmm.
Well, we are inspired to hear what you have for us next. So
Okay.
whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
Sure. So this is a song that I also just wrote the title for this show, called "The Shadow Kids Hold Hands."
That's a fun title.
Thank you. Right? Okay. Trudging out the boys' club, whittled down to my core. Sing, sing, sing. You bully the bank into giving me back my credit score. Sing, sing, sing. We're no longer imaginary, texting between flights and ferries, mushroom circle portals rendered unnecessary, but we thank you. I can kiss the spot under your shirt collar and hear you from our dream porch hollering, hey, I made a breakthrough with that silly little project we started. Don't know why I pace while I ponder. I can be just like my brother. Wear another hole in the floor while I'm buying another. You drew up a past life's plan that melted all like butter. Ooh, till the decision is easy, like forgiving your mother. start our own hands of the earth, hearts of honey. Basil in time, gonna grow you just what you like. I can read your mind and I'm on it. Don't wanna be scared, wanna flaunt it. Now the sun sets for 6 hours and our shadows are touching. Finally, I found one big enough to apologize. Sing, sing, sing. You're always there to call my bluff when I say I'm fine. Sing, sing, sing.
Hey, Matty Frank, live here in the studio. Matty, you've talked a lot about writing songs and your process. Have you played with other folks? Have you considered forming a band?
Yes, desperately. Ever since I moved here, I've been trying to look for bandmates. I found a couple bassists and a couple drummers, but I haven't gotten like a consistent thing going yet. I did manage to have a bassist and a drummer play shows with me in New York, which was really fun. So I would love to keep that going here.
Oh, there are
So call
piles of musicians around here. So
yeah.
I'm sure it will happen because I'm hearing these songs and also as you're playing them, I'm hearing in my mind, oh, give me a little bit of percussion there and a little bit of bass, and this is going to be even more awesome than it is.
Yes.
We have a lot of musicians who listen to the show every week. So, musicians out there, if you're looking for some very interesting music to grab a hold of, you can contact Matty through any of social media or contact Bob, and he will connect you with
Put you
Matty.
in touch.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Please. Yes, please.
Matty, I was interested. You had said that approaching songwriting was like a puzzle. That's very cool. And so if we could follow up on that just for a minute, as you've roughed out sort of the first go-round of a new idea, and you're sort of then working it up into a final piece, talk to us a little bit about what happens during that time.
Sure. I mean, it really depends. Usually, well, I will say if I'm writing something that's quite emotional that just recently happened to me, I'll kind of just throw all my thoughts down on a paper or in my phone, and just whatever I write down, that's what I write down, and then I'll chip away at it later when I'm back into myself. So that's one way. But I would say most often the process starts with a melody that just appears. And usually it'll come with, I think because I'm mostly a singer before I've played instruments, it comes with like vowel sounds, if not words. So I'll get a melody with some direction to go with lyrics, and I'll just figure out how I want it to happen.
And then the cool thing that has happened in a lot of the songs we've heard this evening is there'll be an unexpected thing happen. Either vocally, you'll go to the falsetto like Kim mentioned, or all of a sudden you'll do some instrumental part that, I mean, it's in the same key sort of, but it's entirely different. Like people might call it a bridge or something, or a B part that you plug in. So do those things just pop into your mind and you say, hey, you had talked earlier about like fitting in the pieces. Is that like what you meant by that?
Yeah, I guess so. They do kind of just happen. I feel like whenever I force a certain idea in songwriting to happen, where I'm like, oh, I want this part to be this because this, it doesn't turn out sounding how I want.
Yeah.
So usually, this is like not a good answer for anybody who's looking for songwriting advice, but it just kind of happens to you, for me at least. And when I've tried too hard to write or finish a song, it usually doesn't end up how I like. So I kind of just have to keep playing what I have already and seeing what comes out from
That's
that.
actually excellent advice because
Yeah,
you're
it
in a
is.
semi-conscious state at that point instead of overly thinking it or trying to push it and things. So, no, I think that's right on, that kind of advice.
Oh, good.
Well, we really want the music, don't we?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll play some. This song is one that I'm currently having a friend mix for me, and I
Yay.
hope to release in March, ideally, part of a larger album that I'm working on that's about environmentalism and, like, I guess, recentering oneself in nature, which I think is probably obviously inspired by my move from a big city to North Carolina. But it's called Folk Singer, and it's just about, like, the state of affairs being bad.
If you're not looking at the live stream, Matty has a cool little neon lit up pedal board that he is adjusting right now. So we're going to get some neat sounds out of that.
The devil works hard, but he doesn't work a 9 to 5. And he made drugs, but he doesn't need them to feel alright. Just a kid barely keeping on the lights in their eyes. And I've killed myself 100 ways, 100 times. My neighbor bought a gun that he's not too scared to show, but he's too scared to talk to people he doesn't know. Came from a town where only the crabgrass grows. Oh, there's a mass murder column in the paper right next to prose. And I do feel bad about it, but I don't wanna know what I heard on the internet and on the radio. Maybe I'm too young to catch a break, but I'm getting too old to throw. But that's just how it goes. Oh God, I think I'm slipping in the red again. Spending all this money I don't quite have yet. Am I a consumer or a good Samaritan? Oh, I'm gonna steal from the self-checkout line instead. And I do feel bad about it, but I don't wanna know what I heard on the internet and on the radio. Maybe I'm too young to catch a break, but I'm getting too old to throw. But that's just how it goes. 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 Now I don't feel bad about it when I got nothing to say. favorite songs of mine, they have favorite complaints. Are you not entertained? I'm just absorbing content like someone benefits from it. I'm just absorbing content like someone benefits from it. Don't think I've ever felt innocent. For my whole life I will pretend. Thank you.
Yep, you need to release that song. And I'm really glad that you're getting it mastered, because I wouldn't want any of those lyrics to get lost.
There was a lot packed in there.
There is a lot, and it goes through life on the internet. And that when you send it into Anthemville with that line, "Are you not entertained?" And it comes from this very quiet place. Like that, the one line that stuck with me was, "Your neighbor just bought a gun. He's not afraid to show it. He's afraid to talk to anyone."
I just wrote that down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Thank you.
Because
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that exact same lyric, because
Yeah.
it just struck me as, in several of your songs, it kind of struck me the same as this everyday, day in the life kind of experience that you're putting to words, and putting to words in a way that really hits.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm really struggling just to focus on the lyrics that you're singing to us, and I'm unpacking them in my mind as they're coming in, and it's wow.
I think
Great
that
stuff.
you're going to have a decision to make, because I know that we've all listened to your produced music, and I wonder if you're going to have to make a decision at some point if you want to make your lyrics pop or if you want to make this produced music pop, because the music is good for sure, but I think you really need to assess yourself as a songwriter, because
Amen.
your lyrics need to be heard more than, I would say, anything covering them up. They don't need to be muddied. They don't need to be hidden. We need to hear every word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so good at this. I'm loving this reception.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you in the studio for sure.
We're having a really good time.
Oh, yeah,
Yay,
this
so
is
am
great.
I. Yay. Okay,
Yeah, well, I
cool.
think we've got time for like 2 more songs.
Oh,
Two
yeah,
more?
totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Do I have to retune? No.
Only if you want
We,
to.
we like the tuning song. It's one of our favorites.
We heard Bonnie Raitt doing the tuning song earlier in the show during our
Yes, we
recorded
did.
music section.
And she's famous, so I
Right?
could do it too. But I'm gonna do this song that I wrote 2-3 years ago, but I haven't played it in a while, and I like rediscovered it and realized it would probably fit into this album that I'm working on. It's called, what is it called? Oh, well, initially it was called Old as Water, which is a line from a W.S. Merwin poem that I love because it's like 3 sentences, which is about my attention span. And but now I think I might want to call it Merwin/Merlin, like the wizard.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I don't know, I feel like there's songwriters and wizards have a lot in common because like casting spells with words, and I don't know. But and sonically, I want this album to sound kind of like magically foresty, walking, seeing mushrooms along the path kind of sound. So I feel like it fits that as well. But yeah, so another title in progress. Call in with your suggestion. Maybe I want you to worship my mind. Maybe I'll find the keys and let you find borrowed thoughts old as wine, set on the edge of the table where new ones are designed. How could I be so godless when I'm their biggest fan? Would you mind spending all your sweet time on me? It's only getting bigger out here. I have yet to make it here or there. Weary not, I have talent for getting lonely anywhere. Is that endearing to you? Or who else should I be? Hush, but I'm in no rush to define with hardened lines or make science of the pretty things we pick up with our ears and eyes. I believe things were put here to be taken care of. You and I were put here to be taken care of. I just write the books. No faith left for myself. It's hard to know the truth. It's hard to know the truth. Someone old as water, who is neither son nor daughter, gave us all the stuff to take care of, but they don't tell us how to bother. Would you care for me if I didn't care about you? Would you believe just 'cause I told you to? What would it take to control you? Have we been left to our own devices, or have some been left behind? Thank you.
Amen.
One more.
Yeah, Matty, we really enjoyed this time with you tonight. Hope you've enjoyed spending the evening in Hillsborough, and we look forward to hearing a lot more out of you as you move forward down this path. And if you would bring us home with something that you would like to share with the world, because indeed we are universal here.
Yep.
WHUP.
Absolutely. I'm going to play... Should I play the tuning song or just leave it off? I don't think anyone
It
cares.
depends on... so it's you. It's your show. You can do whatever you want to.
You're so right. I'm just going to keep talking. This song is back to back to Bummerland. It's about
You're going to end on a Bummerland song?
I didn't think about the set order really. I just played what I wanted. This is about my time being in a long distance relationship with my boyfriend.
Always difficult.
Yeah, he moved here a year before I did. Wait, what note do I want? An A. And so this is just about that and feeling like brain rot and like, do I really know what love feels like, or do I just like a lot of second guessing? And did I think of a name for this one too? Yes, I did. So do y'all know Wise Blood or Weyes Blood?
No.
I'm not sure how to say it. It's never been said out loud in my presence. But I think it's Wise because it's Weyes and like eyes like eyeball. Maybe it's that. But she has a new song called God Turned Me Into a Flower. And so this is like the dark version of that.
Nice.
The dark version of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Pick me over, Mars rover on a red dry dirt. Future find me rotting shyly in a pool of hurt. The committee of vultures votes to eat my cultures, taste my notes of overthought. I was picking petals off a flower since we've been dating on the phone. I should know what love is like a flower makes a web after it's born. Too much buzzing, caught and clogging our connections, breaking up and overthought. You just wanna be with me and don't see any bad in me, and I just want my sick coward brain to return the favor. I'm so over city living where the dirt pollutes. Trim the roots off, they might grow back crapshoots. Don't ask for help, no, I don't do that. Don't ask for favors, but give my life back. Overthought. You just wanna share with me. Lemon tree on the balcony, raise a passiflora and never call my number. again. Thank y'all.
Matty
Thanks so much
Frank.
for listening.
That was a good one to end on. I love the vocals on that one.
Thank you.
We are going to turn off the live stream, so wave to your friends in Internetville.
Goodbye. Thanks.